I want to echo two phrases from the first reading. The first one is, St. Peter says, "Wait and hasten the coming of the day of God, because we await new heavens and a new earth." So it's always been very surprising to me to discover and appreciate how in the first days of the church, the Christians really had a desire for the second coming and a desire for new heavens and new earth. To be honest, I think that if we spoke to most of us today, to most Catholics today, we are okay with the idea of a second coming, but I don't think that we are anxious for the second coming, and I guess we're kind of scared of it, right? But the first Christians, they were excited about it. And I think they were excited about it because they were persecuted. So I think there was not so much to lose for them. It was either death or the second coming. And the second coming seemed better than death. But Cardinal Ratzinger, in one of my favorite books, when he is interviewed by this Italian journalist, Vittorio Messori, they talk about, in today's church, what are the signs of us living in an eschatological tension? How do we really show to the world that we await the second coming and that this world is not fully the world that we belong to or are a part of? So he says there are two signs that a community lives in eschatological tension, awaiting for the second coming. The first one is fasting. He says that fasting is a way that a Christian really shows and also lives the fact that he is not attached or belonging fully to this world. And I think that in the Catholic Church, perhaps we've made of fasting too much of a judicial issue. You have to avoid meat and you have to fast 2 days a week, two times a year. But a true eschatological tension would make us more regular in the practice of fasting. And I could do much better. And the second sign of a community living in eschatological tension is virginity. Virginity, celibacy, is also one of the most powerful signs that we're not made for this world and that we're made for a second world to come. So I think that's why it's important for us to have consecrated among us, because consecrated men and women testify that this world is passing and we are awaiting a new earth and a new heaven. And the second line I want to echo today is the one that speaks about the patience of God. It says, "And consider the patience of our Lord as salvation." So I think there are two ways that we can think of when we think about the patience of God. So the first way is, think about this. Think about a dad who has a really hard time being patient with his son. So sometimes we see patience as, the dad would like to discipline his son. He would like to maybe, like in other generations, like give him a slap so he would. So that's one way of patience, right? When you have someone who is really annoying you and you want to discipline this person, you say, "No, I'm going to contain." But there's another way of patience. The other way of patience is when a father wants to teach his son to ride a bike. And even though the kid is struggling and he's falling and he's missing, dad is patient. And he pushes him and pushes him and pushes him. So it's a patience of encouragement. So I think that the patience that God has with us is a little bit of both, but I want to think that it looks more like the second one. What do I think? I think that even though we're failing all the time towards holiness, God has patience because even when we miss the mark, He invites us over and over again, start over again. Aim high. try to be a better Christian. Try to aim for holiness truly. So today, brothers and sisters, number one, although the idea of the second coming scares us, this was a really true desire in the first Christians because of persecutions. How does this eschatological tension manifest itself in today's world? Fasting and virginity. If we are not able to choose virginity because we're already in a different state of life, we should at least choose fasting. And the second one, God has patience with us. What does this look like? Like a father who contains himself from slapping a kid? Or perhaps more like a father who over and over encourages a kid to learn to ride a bike. It's the same with us. His loving heart, his sacred heart, loves us so dearly that even when we fail over and over again, he invites us over and over again to strive and to aim for holiness.